Africa is soon becoming a United States of Africa or United Countries of Africa. Why am I saying this? President William Ruto has declared that by the end of this year, no African will be required to have a visa so that he or she can visit Kenya. He said that the people who introduced visas to Africa have abandoned them. In Europe today, citizens of the 27 countries in the European Union don't need visas to travel from one country to the other. The head of state said the move is aimed towards supporting exchange with African nations.
We have visa regulations left, right, and center. 27 countries in Europe today, with 430 million people, removed visas. We still have visas. Let me persuade us that it is time we in this continent realize that having visa restrictions amongst ourselves is working against us. When people cannot travel, business people cannot travel, entrepreneurs cannot travel, we all become net losers. I am very happy that we are now moving in the direction of eliminating visas amongst ourselves. Let me say this. As Kenya, by the end of this year, no African will be required to have a visa to come to Kenya. I am very proud that the intra-trade within the East African community is already at 27% because we have taken the deliberate decision to remove unnecessary tariffs and visa regulations. I am also very happy that my father here, President Sassou Nguesso, when he came to Kenya, we agreed that there will be no visa requirement between the between Kenya and the Democratic Republic of Congo Brazzaville. I am also happy that last month, when we removed visa requirements for DRC, my brother, President Felix Tshisekedi, also removed visa requirements for Kenyans to DRC. Let me urge us that we need greater collaboration. Our children from this continent should not be locked in borders in Europe and also be locked in borders in Africa. Rulers partitioned our continent about 100 years ago. And they taught us two things using the borders. They taught us about tariffs, and they taught us about visas. Now, whether you are talking about the British in Kenya, the French, Belgians, Portuguese, today all of them are members of the European Union. 27 countries. They don't have tariffs. They don't have tariff amongst themselves, and they don't have visas. The only people left with tariffs and visas is us. And because they saw the folly of tariffs on trade and removed tariff on trade amongst themselves, today in Europe, intra-European trade is at 70%, while intra-Africa trade is at 15%. Good people, it is the reason why we must accelerate the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. And unlock the potential that exists for African countries to trade amongst themselves. Working together is no longer an option. It is a necessary imperative. I agree with my brother that the choice is, are we going to float together or are we going to sink? So collaboration, working together, is no longer an option. Part of building the network that will ensure that we facilitate movement of people, goods and services within our continent. Kenya is going to open an embassy here in Congo-Brazzaville this year. Is going to open an embassy in Cote d'Ivoire. We are opening an embassy in Rabat in Morocco. We are opening an embassy in Eritrea, because it is time we realize the importance of trading amongst ourselves and allowing goods, services, people, ideas to move freely within our